Hey guys, welcome to tonight's episode of Cooking with Jules. On tonight's menu, chicken noodle soup. We're gonna make that. Before we begin, I just wanted to give a big shout out to our sponsors of this video. So shout out to me for sponsoring this video. Okay, what are we putting in this thing? Number one, carrots. When I think chicken noodle soup, I think chicken, and then I think carrots. If you don't like carrots, your chicken soup doesn't need to have them. Next, we have celery. The carrot's twin flame. Celery has always felt inferior to the carrot, which is why celeries are green with envy. The recipe that I'm following, it calls for cream. I'm allergic to dairy, so as a compromise, instead of getting cream, I got whole milk. Next, we have our butter, and not just any butter, herb butter. There was no garlic in the recipe, so I called for garlic. And the item that makes a super soup, chicken stock. And finally, we have the star of the show, the chicken. Has this chicken been pre-cooked and pre-marinated? Yes, it has. And that doesn't make my chicken noodle soup any less than. I think my soup actually needs double this amount of chicken, but these things were $10 and I didn't want to buy two. I'm also grossed out by the fact that this used to be alive and now we're eating it. And it's funny because I actually don't have a pot in which to cook this dinner, but I do have this pan. So now we're gonna prep our vegetables for this soup. We're gonna start with preparing our carrots. And you know, I know what you're probably wondering. How do I cut a carrot? Well, first you have to get a knife. And after you secure the knife, you need to get a carrot. To cut, you take your knife, place it on the object, and apply a pressure. Next, we're gonna cut the celery. Because I already taught you guys how to cut in the last scene, I'm gonna skip it this time. But if you need a reminder on how to do it, just go to the last scene. And we cut the celery second because celery is second fiddle to the carrot. It's unfortunately just the cards that the celery has been dealt, and that's just the way it's been. So I'm actually gonna be cutting all the way back here on my stove because I can't frame things properly. Look at that, you guys, absolute twin flame behavior. Next up, we have garlic. We're gonna mince her. Almost forgot to introduce my sous chefs tonight. We have Mr. Jojo Bayar and Raisin. Raisin is team carrots and Jojo is team celery. Now it's time to get down to cooking. I'm gonna take this herb butter and put it in my soup pan. It's time for the vegetables to go into the soup pan. Hey, look at these girls, they're cooking. And you know what's funny? I was filming this video up until now with my lens set to the highest zoom. So now that I've realized that, we are working with more of a wide shot. Up next, we have the chicken stock. And this ingredient really puts the soup in chicken noodle soup. Before we add this girl, I'm just gonna check on our ingredients. So I just checked in on our vegetables, and while I wouldn't say that they are necessarily ready, I'm starving, so we're just gonna get this moving. Let's take our crown jewel here, the stock. So next we're gonna do the chicken. I don't know what the situation is with this girl. Is she cooked? Is she not cooked? There's a lot of red in it. What? You know, that... I don't know if I can eat that. You guys, now that I've realized that I have this wider angle, this video is so much better. Let's inspect this chicken. I don't have scissors, so back with our knife. Oh, she's cooked. There's just like a lot of red blood. Okay, this piece was good. Now I'm just gonna kind of inspect the rest of this. This is making me sick. I hate chicken. I hate chicken. The chicken's been inspected, so let's put her in the stock now. I am so hungry, so thankfully we're almost done here. We just have 2 ingredients left. Number 1, pasta. So the pasta I chose to be in the chicken soup is this one here. In Italian, this little guy is called the twiste, the twist. And I moved burners because obviously the burner closer to the camera makes more sense than the one further away. Take our twistes and add them to the soup. Set a 3-minute timer. To finish off the dish, we are going to add our milk. That may have been too much. We're gonna just do a little taste of the broth. pretty good. Now we're gonna plate her. Or bowl her. There she is, you guys. We're gonna do our taste test here. I have to get a good bite. In this bite, I have a twisty, a celery, carrot, and chicken. Very good. Wow. Another gorgeous meal made by me, a supermodel. Okay, but I'm biased. Let's get a second opinion. David?
It's actually really good.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm one of Julia's employees. I take care of the cats at night.
Yeah. David is the night nanny for my cats because, you know, at nighttime I have things that need to get done, like making these videos, and I'm not able to do it while caring for 2 children. So I hired a night nanny for them. But that's the end of our time here today. Comment below what I should make next.